Hi.
Hey. How are ya?
Hi. Welcome back. Welcome back to Off Topic with me, Reva, and Katie.
Hey.
I am dealing with a brain that is recovering from a night of fun and fancy. So
she's hungover. Just to say what it is. Reva's hungover, and
yes, I am.
I'm tired. So this is gonna be a really lively.
You get what you paid for.
JK.
You get what you paid for, which was nothing. So be grateful.
That's true. This shit is fucking free.
This is fucking free. Okay? Because we're patriots.
We're here. You know what? Can I? I just realized my background's not blurred, and this shit's about to look crunchy as hell. So I'm gonna blur this shit real fucking quick.
Like while we're doing the podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Because y'all, my background is botched.
Yeah.
And like in the actual video, and it's not it. So we're gonna make that shit. Not that it doesn't look botched with the fucking blur on it, but we get it.
Yeah, I just don't want to see. I don't want y'all to see everything that I'm working with back here, obviously, because you can tell it's clutter.
Girl, I got everything everywhere all at once.
Completely. Yeah, so today, God, like I say every week, as you guessed it, we are going to be talking about the one, the only, Hamilton the musical and its cultural impact to society.
We said dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Like a few weeks ago, I am dressed on theme.
She is.
If you are only listening and not watching, first of all, watch.
Girl,
the
come
video.
on.
And second of all, in case you didn't know, my shirt says Burr shot first.
Yeah, because
he's a little fun little gun on it.
Yeah, because he did.
Because he did shoot first.
He did.
And what?
And what?
I mean, if you don't know the history of Alexander Hamilton purely by fucking osmosis at this point,
yeah.
I mean, what are you doing?
Come on. Like, the musical literally spelled it out for you, you know?
And even if you don't give a shit about the musical or you never listen to it, I feel like it's so in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Now that, like, you should know.
Wasn't Alexander Hamilton gay?
No.
There are rumors that he was gay.
Well, it's, like, not, like, confirmed. But here's the thing. Is that male friendships back then were, like, very different than they are now.
Yeah.
Like, men would, like, hold hands in public and, like, hug and, like, kiss their friends and shit.
I wonder why that changed. So, like, why did that change? Christianity?
I think it's because, like, well, back then, like, men only worked with men because women didn't work.
Yeah.
So, men just spent time with men all day.
Well, and
it was, like...
Yeah.
That's all they fucking did.
Well...
Was, like, spend time with each other.
Yeah.
And it was, like, I don't know, the dynamic, like, male friendships were very, very different.
Very
and
different.
It's, like... Now, all of a sudden, it's like, not all of a sudden, it's a very slow progression, but it's like, now it's all about, like, you know...
Alpha male!
No homo.
No
like,
homo.
or whatever the fuck. I'm like, okay.
Jeez.
We really took a flip. I think it's because people are, like, because men now are, like, scared to be called gay, so they, like, you know, do everything they can to not, like, try to be gay.
I hate to give you another basement yard thing. He said, and then we jack off our wieners to Ronald Reagan.
Honestly, that's what these fuckers back then were doing to George Washington.
Honestly, yeah. If you guys
Alexander Hamilton,
guys, if you haven't,
not only horny for John Lawrence, but he was horny as fuck for George.
If you haven't watched the poetry slams on the Angelicaaa Studios, what are you doing? I'm sorry. I
highly recommend. That's our little recommendation for the week. Is go watch the Angelicaaa Studios.
Yes, that's our cultural implementation for the week. I just have like literally. Oh my god! When you said that was the first thing I. That's
dead ass though. What they were doing,
yeah.
Like back then, they were literally like,
yeah.
I mean, the signing of the Declaration of Independence was probably a circle jerk. Like I don't even know what they were doing.
Bukkake.
Because Ben Franklin was into some freaky shit.
Girl, that's why he went to France all those times, girl, because they were only doing it in France.
Him and Thomas Jefferson were fucking around doing fucking menage a trois in France. And then they came back. And they were like, y'all want to circle jerk and write the Declaration of Independence? Or what?
Circle jerk. You know, they didn't have Pornhub back then. They had to make do with what they had, you know?
You're so... And they were all dirty and smell bad.
Could you imagine having... and we saw this in, what is it, girl? Barb and Star go to Vista... Girl, could you imagine having sex in 1775?
No.
They didn't have crust core wife strips in 1775.
They didn't have fucking body wash.
Girl, they didn't have crust toothbrush. They didn't have deodorant.
They had none of that. That just goes to show you, I was born in the right generation. Because I go to Bath and Body Works and get my shower gel.
Ooh. They didn't have Bath and Body Works.
I get my Dove. They didn't have Bath and Body Works, girl.
They had
the only candles they had were to light up the fucking room because there was no electricity.
The fucking wax just dripping off the fucking candle. Need puddles of wax on the floor.
Can I tell you one of my favorite facts about Thomas Jefferson? I know he was a very problematic guy.
Yeah.
But he was also funny as fuck. Mm-hmm. And when he went to France, he was like, he was kikiing in France.
Right.
And when he would come back to America, everyone would call him a Francophile because he would act all fucking snooty because he was like, ooh, like I went to France, and like he was kind of an asshole.
Right.
But when he was in France, he tried a lot of French food, one of which was macaroni and cheese. That was like a French thing.
Yeah.
So he'd come back and make everybody this food he had in France, and apparently it was like terrible, and everyone was forced to eat his shitty French food.
That's what you get.
That shit is so funny.
That's what you get for trying to be cultured, bitch. Now go out, kill your little cow, and come and get some and stew.
He'd be like, ooh, s'il vous plaît, macaroni and cheese. They'd be like, what the
fuck is this?
All we know is gruel and buffalo and fucking corn.
Fucking stew. That's what we know. Go and kill your cow and get some fucking porridge, okay? God. Jeez.
And the cornbread that our slaves make.
Girl.
That's all they knew.
That's all they knew.
Because fun fact, both George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, I believe, had over 600 slaves.
Girl, everybody had slaves back then.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Alexander Hamilton had slaves. I could be wrong about that, but
I think he did. He probably had some on the side.
Because he was very fuck slavery, and they were all like, no.
No.
And they're like, but we like our slaves. And he was like, that's fucked up.
That's fucked
and Thomas Jefferson was like, you suck. And Alexander Hamilton was like, you suck more. And then he was like, do you want to suck my dick? And he was like, yes.
Yes.
Come suck my French wiener.
And do it sexually, because I requested it. Yeah.
Do it sexually. Yeah. Because we are two men and we are homosexual.
Because we are fucking patriots.
Do it for America. We're sucking each other's wieners on behalf of freedom. What do you know about freedom?
Oh my god, I'm telling you, and can I tell you, I haven't read a lick of that book, Splendid, in 2 weeks, but because I can't get over that. Thank God.
Oh god, y'all. Let's just say these white men were off their fucking rockers.
Yeah. So.
But I have some background info on Hamilton.
Okay.
So, I mean, in case you live under, the world's biggest rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking boulder.
Unless you live under the Grand Canyon.
Unless you live under the boulder that Donkey pulled out and Shrek. God.
Yeah. Unless you're Patrick Star and literally live under a rock.
Literally.
You know about Hamilton.
Yeah.
But in case you don't know the tea, the back story, it is as they call it, it's a cringy term, but they call it a hip hopera because it's a hip hop opera. That's a real phrase. With music, lyrics, and book all by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So he wrote this shit by himself, willingly.
Yeah.
After reading Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. So he read this fucking book about Alexander Hamilton while on vacation, which sounds like the worst vacation read I've ever heard of in my life. Oh my god. Horrible.
Why?
Like you're on the beach of fucking Cabo and you're reading about Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
Girl, I'm bored.
You know what I'm reading? I'm reading fucking Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, bitch.
I'm reading fucking People We Meet on Vacation.
Right,
okay?
God.
I'm reading Emily Henry out here.
I said I'm reading A Touch of Darkness, bitch.
I'm reading Tessa Bailey out here in these streets. You can't tell me nothing.
Also,
but I'm on the beach. I'm reading the horniest shit.
Girl, I'm reading the slimiest stuff, bitch. I'm rereading the second Bridgerton book. That's what I'm reading. Girl.
Yeah.
What?
No.
What is going on?
He's reading ancient fucking history.
Oh, and it's not. I hate. There's nothing I hate more than nonfiction. I hate nonfiction.
I don't hate nonfiction, but I only like interesting.
Yes! Okay, yeah, let me rephrase that. I don't hate nonfiction, but it's got to be nonfiction that I would actually want to read. Which sounds weird
I was
because
a history minor.
Yeah.
So I think that shit is interesting.
Right.
But when you're writing it in like when you're reading a textbook, it's just dry.
Dry as fuck.
And that was kind of, I think, the beauty of Hamilton was that it made this really, really dry material actually fucking interesting.
Enjoyable and ingestible. Yeah.
Yeah, like easy to watch.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I get it. Like I understand.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to make these people seem real.
No.
Like,
yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah. It's like I can do nonfiction. Like right now, I'm listening to Viola Davis's Finding Me.
Yeah. Which made her an EGOT winner.
Yes, that's the reason why. Yeah, because I had a free credit on Audible, and I was like, and she had just won the EGOT for her, and I was like, let's see what this bitch is doing, because like, did she?
Yeah,
like,
it has to be good.
I mean, I never questioned Viola Davis's work because she is an absolute god and a queen on high. But I was like, damn, did she really do that? Let me get into it, bitch. This book changed my motherfucking life. I got 3 hours left. It is one of the most amazing memoirs.
Oh, you like fucking stormed through
I'm telling you, it is because I listen while I'm working at my day job because we're not,
Yes.
Unfortunately, we can't do this all day.
We do have those.
Yeah, we do have those. So I listen. I'm listening to it while I'm doing my day job, and I swear to God, this bitch, the amount of trauma that this bitch went through, I can imagine. It's a miracle that bitch is not dead. It's a miracle.
I feel like you can't be that good of an actor without a lot of trauma.
Girl.
You have to pull from reality.
She tells you,
and her reality is probably tortured. Tortured.
You go from a mother who's being abused by her father to living in houses and apartments riddled with rats and roaches. She was a bedwetter when she was young. She was peeing on herself. They didn't have enough money to sometimes like do laundry, so she would go to school dirty and stuff. Like, and people were making fun of her because she was black. And then just
trauma.
And then to see like what she's talking about to her life now, it's like I don't even know how she mentally handles it. Like, she went from like living in apartments and the rats and roaches and shit to like being one of the highest paid actresses and being an EGOT winner. Like, her reality.
It probably makes her, like, her work, like, I think it makes her probably love her work even more because she seems like someone who, like, clearly remembers where she came from.
Yes.
So she fully appreciates
it.
Because you've been at the bottom. Yeah. So, like, when you get to the top, it just makes it even better.
Yes, I highly recommend anybody, if you have 9 hours worth of time, please listen and or read the book. I suggest listening to it because...
Well, because her voice is like insane.
Like don't read it.
I'm sure she reads it too. So dramatically,
it's like hearing Angela Bassett or somebody with just
with such flair.
My life, my work, like just so.
I love it.
My love, my strife, like just
God. Classic Viola Davis flair.
Yes, like
I love it.
And she says it with such diction that it's like I'd rather listen to it or listen and read, but than just reading it. Like there's a level of aliveness.
That's the thing too about nonfiction. Sometimes it can be hard to read, but I feel like it resonates. Like the stories resonate even more when you hear the person that went through it like tell it to you. Because then you feel like they're just talking to you, and it's like way easier.
Yeah, it's like she's basically telling a story. She's telling her life. Like,
I think that's where autobiographies I think are nice because it's coming directly from the source.
Right. Yeah.
Which is nice. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, this dude, obviously, Alexander Hamilton did not write an autobiography because he's been dead for a long ass fucking time.
He was writing on them.
Homeboy died.
Holding on to it,
Yeah. But Lin-Manuel Miranda decided, I'm going to make it a musical. But I need to tell you Lin-Manuel Miranda's astrology. You're not ready for that.
I was going to...
Do you have it?
No, I don't. I should have listened to my gut. I was like, should I do his astrology? And then I was like... No, we're talking about Hamilton. But then I was like, fuck, I should do it.
No, because it makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. Damn, I should have done it. Okay.
But do you know what it is?
No, I don't. So we're all going to find out when you say it.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is a Capricorn sun.
Okay.
Capricorn moon.
Oh.
And an Aries rising.
Oh my god.
Insufferable.
Oh my god. And he's so
he's an insufferable, unhinged human.
Oh my god, just so stubborn too. He probably is so stubborn.
Yes.
Oh god.
Homeboy has a vision.
He has a vision, and it's his vision.
And it's my vision only, bitch.
Homeboy has a vision by Paul Bettany. Homeboy is vision. Homeboy is vision. Oh.
Homeboy has Paul Bettany's vision. Yeah.
Called Jarvis. Homeboy is vision.
Double Capricorn with an Aries rising. Horrible. It took Lin-Manuel Miranda 7 years to write and compose it. So from 2008 to 2015,
yes,
he was scrabbling. An iconic video, I think, from this time is when he was singing on the subway alone.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah, I have.
It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally a concept album, not a musical.
Yes.
So originally he was just like,
hip-hop.
I'm cool and quirky.
Yeah.
I'm making a concept album.
It was a concept album,
about
yeah.
Alexander Hamilton. The fuck? And he, like, performed at the White House, like, really, really early on. And he was just like, just in front of the Obamas. How does a bastard orphans? Like, you better work, King.
Yeah.
And it premiered off-Broadway on February 17th, so happy anniversary, sort of, 2015. And then it premiered on Broadway August 6th, 2015.
Yes. And then it says that Hamilton has broken the Tony's record for being nominated for more than 16 Tony Awards. And
it won pretty much every single
Yeah, it won like 11 of them, including Best Musical and Best Original Score. And then I went to another website from CB News. Shout out to Deborah Flomberg from CBS News. Hey, Queen.
Slay.
She says, the story of Hamilton is, in its essence, about immigrants, and the musical has helped to bring the conversation into the spotlight even more. Thanks to the youthful music and the high-energy dance, it helps to bring the most important conversation to younger audience, which has always been a challenge in theater.
Yes. Yeah. Lin-Manuel Miranda, like, very infamously, and then over and over and over again, described it in interviews as the story of America then told by America now.
Yes.
And that is kind of, that is what it is.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the first thing I wrote down in terms of, like, cultural or, like, just kind of theater, like, impact on theater, is the idea of, like, colorblind casting.
Yes.
And, because obviously, this is a musical about a bunch of fucking white people.
Yeah.
Like, it's, and they didn't rap.
No.
Like, they did not rap.
Didn't even sing. Didn't have a tune in their bodies.
And it's like, so it's a bunch of, you know, it's people of color being cast as white people.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed the game. I think it made people realize that Broadway can be diverse. You like, you can be historically accurate.
Yeah.
But still cast, like, have a diverse cast.
And that's the thing too, is because, like, I think, like, it really is about the times, because, you know, like, yeah, Whitney Houston and then a bunch of other producers tried to do the same thing with Cinderella, and then it latched, but then it didn't. It was like we kind of, like, forgot, and then Hamilton shows up and it's like they do the same concept, basically, and then I think it's, like, because of the times, because of, like, where we were socially, it was like, okay, we're getting it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they could have very easily tried to do, you know, this, like, you know, fucking powdered wig shit, like, that they did back then. Like, the costumes even are, like, I mean, obviously I don't really know super well how they dressed back then, but they have, like, the coats and the layers and the petticoats and fucking shit.
Yeah.
But it's, like, it's people that look like themselves.
Right.
It's, like, you know, they have, you know, textured hair or, you know, whatever. Like, they have an accent or, like, something.
Yeah.
But it, like, I think it changed people's perspectives on the Founding Fathers so much.
Yeah.
That now when I think about Aaron Burr, I think I picture Leslie Odom.
Completely.
I don't picture some, like old, wrinkly fucking white guy. I picture Leslie Odom.
And, like, that's the thing, too, is just, like, it really, like, I think by doing that, it really makes the story more important, in which we're, like, now focusing more on the story and not, like, the people that are inhabited, because, like, it humanizes everybody, like, you know, like, it humanizes the experience of the story, and it humanizes, like, those people's lives, and, like, how, like, relatable they are to, you know, humans today. And it's like, you know, Because I think we put people, especially white men, on too high of a fucking pedestal. And they need a humbling.
And especially the founding fathers.
Yes.
Because we think they, like, made no mistakes.
Yes.
And they were, you know, these, like, fighters and did all these things right. And it's like,
no.
They were just, like, they were literally figuring it out.
Yes.
Every single day.
Yes.
Like,
they
did not know how to run a country.
I'm telling you, they were idiots with a stroke of luck. Like a stroke.
They, like, just so happened to be in charge.
Yes.
It was, like, these men that, like, just decided that they were going to be in charge.
Yeah.
Even, like, George Washington. I mean, George Washington I sort of get because he was, like, a general and everyone already knew him. And they were like, he helped us win the war.
Yeah.
Let's pick him.
Yeah.
And then it was just, like, all his friends were like, okay, we're involved.
Cool.
And it's like, they just decided they were going to, like, do something about it.
Just do it.
And so it was literally like if, like, me, you, and all of our friends, like, got together and decided, let's make a country.
Yeah.
And we're gonna run it and make, like, the fucking Constitution and all that shit.
Literally.
Like, I don't, like, the Revolutionary War was literally revolutionary because America's, like, the first country to actually fucking do something.
Yeah.
Nobody had done it.
There's this TikTok.
They're just making shit up.
No, there's this TikTok that I love that I saw recently where this girl, she's British but she's a British person of color. She goes on TikTok and she's just like, Americans, they don't even know military time. They don't even know, like, how to, like, count time. And then I saw this titch of a girl like, girl, like, we can do whatever you want. Like, doesn't every country have a revolution from you? Like, and have you ever heard of military time? And then she's just like, good night. And there's like the sound of a squawking eagle.
Because I'm a fucking
She said, you can do anything you want when you win a war. And also, doesn't everybody have a revolution from you? And she's like,
Britain is, like, universally hated by everyone that's not Britain.
And she said America, and there's like an eagle squawking. It's like, and then the TikTok, like, ends. I love that TikTok. She said, have you ever heard of military time? And doesn't everybody have a revolution from you? Like,
I love British slander.
I love it. Humbles them.
And Hamilton does British slander really well.
Oh yeah. Especially from,
they
like,
have the king acting all stupid.
Spitting everywhere on the stage.
Jonathan Groff was literally spitting. Yeah. Well, and I think having Alexander Hamilton as the focus, I think, is better because he's from the Dominican Republic, so it's like, okay, like, he's got a little, like, he has, like, a little spice to him. Imagine if it was like fucking Thomas Jefferson the musical. Girl.
Andrew Jackson the musical.
Like, fuck that shit.
Said what?
I do love, though, the irony of a black man playing Thomas Jefferson, because you know how much Thomas Jefferson would fucking hate that shit?
Hate it.
Like, this black man is up here singing about all of his slaves.
Literally. And
I kind of love the fuck you to history.
Yes, yeah. Like,
I love
that. I love that because they were idiots. But
they were literally just a bunch of dudes.
They were just a bunch of. They were a bunch of
guys being dudes.
No, they were a bunch of gym bros, like, signing up for a freaking Patreon or whatever the fuck. Like,
even in the fucking Declaration of Independence or Constitution, whatever, all men are created equal. Yeah. But by all men, they just meant each other.
Literally, all white men who all have jobs.
White men who own land.
It was like a bunch of Andrew Tates just making a country. Can you imagine that?
You know what?
Am I wrong?
Fucking wrong about that.
Am I wrong? Like, and then
no, you're right about
that. And that's another thing too. Is just like, not only was Hamilton so revolutionary when it came to just like general social awareness, but it was also revolutionary in the theater program because for years and years and years, we've got, musicals that have very just like one line, or not one line, but they have a certain way of doing it where they have these big ballads, or they like, they're not really taking from music. They're not taking from music, like from today, or they're not, like implementing like cultural sounds into them.
They follow a formula.
Yes.
There's like a distinct musical theater formula usually. Yeah.
Where they have these big power ballads and there's like big, like pick orchestras. Yeah. So, Hamilton says, well, fuck it. We're going to like make a musical, and it's going to be literally mostly rap. And it's going to be from all these different types, and like the inspirations are going to be from all these different types of artists, like from Jay-Z to Ashanti to Beyonce to, you know, Destiny's Child, you know, Biggie, like, and it really, honestly, too, is like indirectly, it's kind of like a celebration of BIPOC people and Black people, because he's taking from all these, like, you know, different Black artists, and he's making this whole like celebration musical surrounded that.
That's really what it is. I mean, he literally has a song called The 10 Dual Commandments. Basically, let's just copy and paste as the 10 crack commandments. Like it's the same fucking song.
It's the same song. Yeah.
And I mean, and he's talked about that all the time, like where he pulls inspiration from. I mean, that fucking song with Eliza.
And,
in the beginning is literally Ashanti and Ja Rule.
It's Ashanti and Ja Rule.
It's like the same shit.
It's the same stuff.
Which is, it is cool. It's like real world inspiration, like manifesting itself in musical theater.
Yeah. And I think.
And now, like other music, like now, like we have Six the Musical, which is literally just Hamilton, but like about a different thing.
I told you, I think like about 2 or 3 days ago, I found their Tiny Desk, and I have not stopped watching it. I'll just put it on, I'll put that shit on repeat. I love Six the Musical. It is so good.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
We wouldn't have Six without Hamilton.
No, we wouldn't. No.
Like Hamilton kind of planted that seed of like, you can pull, because Six is every one of, you know, the characters is inspired by a real life pop star, which is very much how Hamilton is. Yeah. And I feel like that, like Hamilton kind of planted that idea into a lot of people's heads. Not only like the real artists in musical theater, but also that idea of like history can be a musical. Like it can actually, you can make it interesting. And like make it, you know, fun and like quirky. And it says quirky
another fact. Another fact that I have down here is that Hamilton is another musical that brings modern music to the stage, and the audiences are responding with their wallets, as there are tickets being resold for more than, you know, $2,500 a pop, which this article was written in 2016. So that is, I mean, that's probably one of the most expensive.
For a long time, it was very hard to see Hamilton. But Hamilton also started, I believe they were the first to do, I don't know how accurate this is, but they did a $10 lottery, because that was called Ham for Ham, because Hamilton's on the 10, so you give a Hamilton to see Hamilton.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Marketing.
So they would give out front row tickets, I think every day.
Yeah.
For $10. I entered a lot of times. I never won.
I never won.
And they had every time. And once a week, like all of like the cast would like perform, like do a cute little like thing for the people waiting at like at the box office and like sing a song outside, or like they were like really interactive with the fans. And on social media, which like musicals were not doing before that. No. Like Hamilton, because everybody responded so well that Hamilton just like kind of ran with it. Yeah. And it like really took off and blew up. I did get to see Hamilton eventually.
The first time I saw Hamilton is when it popped up on Disney Plus. That was it.
It took me a long time, but I saw it in 2021.
I had to wait with the other proletariats.
Fucking plebeians. I got to be in the room where it happened.
Because we're patriots, yeah.
Because I'm a fucking patriot. Yeah. I did see it, and it was phenomenal. Although I did make I think it is low-key a mistake going into a musical knowing every single word, because
you're
the way that I was sitting there trying not to
literally you're like I don't want to be satisfied.
I was literally like, wait for it.
Work, Angelicaaa.
And Peggy. Yeah.
And Peggy.
Very that. I was trying so hard not to sing along.
Oh, guys.
Because, y'all, I'm just going to be honest. I was a Hamilton stan.
Oh, my God.
Like, hardcore. From, like, 2015 till... maybe 20. I was really into it for about 2 or 3 years, and then I kind of tapered off.
And here's the thing about Hamilton. I know exactly where I was culturally and physically when Hamilton came out. I was, we were in high school, like, probably junior, senior year of high school.
Yep.
And I was, what was it? I was doing shows in the theater, in my theater department. I think the first show I did junior year was Hairspray.
You were an actual theater kid.
I was an actual theater kid. Hi.
And I wasn't. I was just friends with all of them.
Nope, I was an actual theater kid. I was tried and true.
I'm an ally.
I'm an ally.
for theater kids.
Yeah, so the first musical I did was for Hairspray, and then the next year, senior year, I did The Little Mermaid. And when I fucking tell you, these little white children were hooked, lined, and sinkered when the cast album came out. When the cast came out, there would be groups of little white kids, like 8 of them, just be like, work, like just like...
Because honestly, finally musical theater kids could like have something cool. Like musical theater used to be so lame, and then like everyone, even non-theater people, were like, "This shit's cool."
Yes,
and so like the theater kids were like, "We have something cool," and they clung to it.
And as a black person, as a person of color, as a black person, I will say this. I'm not saying that like rap and hip hop is a predominant like that it's like gay kept, and we're like, oh, only black people.
But it's a black genre.
It is a black genre.
Black artists like made the genre.
No, we made the genre, and I'm not saying we try to gatekeep it, but I'm saying that it's a very intimidating genre to listen to because it is so rooted in our community. And so I think what happened when Hamilton came out, it gave a chance for white children or white people and people from other descents, whether they be, to like engage into hip hop in a different way, and like and not only engage but understand what the message is and what's happening.
Well, and they could sing along because there was like they didn't have to worry about like not saying the N-word.
Yes, or like other like maybe like that things that are like rooted in our culture but that are offensive to other people. You know, that would be offensive if they said it. So
they can sing every word, don't have to worry about hurting anybody's feelings or getting canceled
or looking dumb because you said it in a wrong like
because it's rap about white people.
It's rap,
like, we're rapping about white people.
About white people, and like and that's the thing is like like it overall I think hip hop and R&B and rap can be a very intimidating genre to listen to if you are sometimes not a person of color or you're not black. Because we have so much pride about it. We're like, this is us, bitch. If you come at me the wrong way, if you come at us the wrong way, if you come at this music the wrong way, you're gonna get got. Like, and so especially if you think about it, a lot of kids, especially in high school, you know, they want to listen to rap, they want to listen to hip hop and R&B and stuff, but they don't want to be like offensive about it, or they want to connect. So Hamilton gave them that outlet to be like, ooh, and like lose their shit. And I remember I would like sometimes walk through school and there would be like little groups of little white kids, like 3 or 4 of them in this little circle, just be like rapping Hamilton. I swear,
how does a bastard
especially I don't know what the song is, but especially the scene where they're doing the actual duel. Or, like, they're, like, especially the scene where, like, they're, like, debating on, like, what they should be doing. And they'd be like, Burr, come up to the stage. There'd be, like, 4 or 5 of them just in this group rapping. And then each person would have a part. God.
That's a lot.
And that was one of the things that turned me off about Hamilton. Because it looks so, from the outside, I was just like, what the fuck are y'all bitches doing? What has got you in a chokehold? Like, they won't let them go. Like, it was so, it's crazy. Yeah.
I think, I had a thought. And I no, it's gone again. I literally
it's there.
had it. And then it went, ooh. as soon as it was my turn to talk, it went, ooh.
Yeah.
I think, too, it's like, I don't know, they can learn all the words. And, like, spew it out. But also, like, I think because the concept, history told through hip-hop, sounds like it can go so bad and so cringy so quick.
Yeah.
But I think where it succeeded was, like, Lin-Manuel Miranda obviously loves hip-hop and R&B and really cares about it. Because I know he was in, like, a rap improv group like before Hamilton called Freestyle Love Supreme. Him and I think the guy that played George Washington was in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name. The actor's name.
Yeah.
But like they were in like, you know, this like improv rap group together.
Mm-hmm.
Like he obviously is really passionate about the genre and he grew up with it.
Yeah.
And, I mean he's from Washington Heights, New York City.
Right.
It's like, you know, you just hear that shit everywhere.
Right.
So it's obviously he has an appreciation for it, so
Mm-hmm.
the music reflects that. Because if someone else wrote this, it could have gone so
bad. So
like
bad.
so bad.
So bad. And then I think it's also interesting too to see how like Hamilton was matched with rap and hip hop and R&B at the time, because like not only was like this a cultural change, but I think rap and hip hop itself was going through a transformation and metamorphosis during that time as well. Because like even though he is very problematic, I'm going to say this, don't fucking cancel me.
Okay.
Don't cancel me, y'all. When Drake came onto the scene and he was rapping and he was doing, you know, when he was doing, God, what's his one album called? I don't even know. But especially when Views came out, it was a very vulnerable and like emotional album. And even his last album too was very emotional. And so we were starting to see this trend of rap again, where it was very vulnerable and very like emotional and just like very wide open. And like a lot of other rappers were, including Drake or with Drake, were coming out with albums that were vulnerable and emotional. And so you have all this like stuff happening in rap itself, and then you have Hamilton. So both of those things together is really changing the way of how rap is done or how hip hop is done. Yeah. And then, I mean, even, like, and then you have Jhené Aiko, who was, like, so different because she was bringing in, like meditation and freestyle. Yeah. Like, she would bring in songs. I remember Comfort In. I swear to God, I'm recording. I'm sorry.
They just won't quit.
I'm sorry, I live in the city.
It's God's day. Go home.
It's God's day. Damn. But, one of her songs is called Comfort in Ending. It's literally just like a 6-minute to 7-minute song of just her freestyling all the words that are coming out. And it's just very vulnerable. And it's like, God, it hits you. And it's like, damn, I hate him too. You know, like it's just so.
You feel it.
You feel it. And so I think in this time, it was just especially like rap, hip hop, R&B itself was really elevating itself. To where, you know, everybody can join in, everybody can love rap, everybody can love hip hop in a way. And I think, I'm not saying Hamilton did that, but Hamilton was definitely a part of that revolution.
Yeah. I think it showed like how impactful a medium that it can be, like hip hop as a medium, because Hamilton pulls from a lot of like old school like 90s hip hop that's like really not around anymore. Yeah. Like it's kind of hard to come by. Yeah. You know, shit like that. It was very much of its era. Like that, like that 90s hip hop, it's very 90s.
Yes.
Like we don't find that shit really anymore. Yeah. But I think the musical kind of it just shows how much you can express through hip hop, because it can be very heavy and like and emotional, but it's also so intellectual in how it's written. And Hamilton was notoriously a writer and like a very, very, very smart guy. I mean, he literally got out of the Dominican Republic because his community was like, wow, he's smart. He deserves to go to somewhere else. Like, he should go to college.
He deserves to go to somewhere else.
Yeah, like literally his whole community paid for him to go to America and go to school. Yeah. Like, so he's very, very smart. So I think like rap as a medium for Hamilton is kind of smart because he was a smart guy, and hip hop is a very smart, very word heavy genre, and it's very fast paced. You know, it fits the character of Hamilton. Yeah. It makes complete sense, but I feel like if the wrong person put those two things together, it would have been bad.
It would have been really bad.
It just would have been really bad.
It would have been very bad and very offensive.
Hamilton became even cooler, I feel like, when they had that like cover album come out of all of like the real artists doing covers of Hamilton. I mean, hearing the Roots do like Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like made it even cooler.
Yeah.
and like Usher,
No,
like Usher
literally.
singing "Wait for It" is a slay.
And that's the thing too. I think it also changed the idea of what rap and hip hop and R&B was, because I know a lot of times, and this still happens today, like a lot of times when kids or people can't listen to rap, it's usually like white people going, oh, like, well, rap is violent and rap is, like,
Vulgar,
defamatory, and they won't let their kids listen to rap because they are racist, and then also don't understand what the rapper is trying to say or what the meaning is behind the words. And so I think with Hamilton, it showed not only is rap not offensive and not violent, or it doesn't have to be violent. It shows that, like, it's a really intelligent and highly it's art. It's art. And it's really impressive if you can do it. Like, really impressive. Like, and rap is not just rap, it's poetry. It's someone's thoughts, feelings. Like, it's girl, like,
it's very stream of consciousness, which is how a lot of us think and talk.
And even rappers, like,
it makes it more effective, I think.
And even when people
for Hamilton.
And even when people think of, like, Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B or Nicki Minaj as, like, one trick, or like, oh, they rap about, like, the vulgar stuff, or like they be rapping about puss and stuff. I'm like, no, it's not. You're not understanding. It's empowering. You're not understanding why they're rapping about the puss, or, wet ass pussy. You're not understanding like why they're doing that. It's like, they're saying fuck you to the patriarchy. They're saying fuck you to abusive men who've been, like, dealing with our shit. We've got power. That's what they're trying to say.
They're using their pusses to overtake the patriarchy.
I'm telling you, they're using their puss to overtake the patriarchy. Thank you to that one girl. I think her name was, like, Brittany from Lesbians Who Watch, or Drunk Lesbians Watch. Thank you, because we say
there we go. Because we say that shit all the time.
All the time. She's using her sexuality to overthrow the patriarchy. Like,
to overthrow the patriarchy. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yes, and oh god, I hate it.
The crazy thing about Hamilton, though, to me, is that, like, I guess it is interesting that kids like it, because I think it makes it more accessible and they can understand it. And it's almost, honestly, with little kids that like Hamilton, it's like music therapy. Yeah. It's like a really great way to teach them something is to put it in a song. It's like the fucking ABCs. Yes. Like, you put it in a song and then they get it. Yeah. But there's, like, curse words and shit in Hamilton. Like, they're fucking cussing. Like, they are. I would say Hamilton's, like, PG-13.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like Southern motherfucking Democratic Republicans, like, in the middle of the show.
Oh no!
Like,
oh no!
Yeah, like they're cussing out here. They said motherfucker.
I gotta say though, it would be like, if we got the clean versions, it'd be a great way to teach somebody who has, like, speech impediments or, like, speech difficulties. Yeah. To speak better or properly or whatever you do, because, like, it's rapping and it's fast paced and you have to think about the words that you're saying before you say it. So it'd be I mean, I am not a speech pathologist. God, don't come for me. I am not a musical therapist. Okay? Also, all of this is alleged.
Allegedly, all the stuff we just said.
Alleged.
The beauty of musical theater is that it's rap, but these are theater kids, so they sing it with diction, and
and you know what they're saying. It's so funny, because I remember, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, The Weeknd came out with a song, and, Ariana Grande is, like, featured on it or something. Yep. I haven't listened to the song, but I've heard, like, people's
and
reviews.
You can tell she's doing theater, because I know what the fuck that bitch is saying now.
You know that she is rehearsing for that fucking movie, because you can hear every single syllable that she is saying. Yeah. You can hear it.
I heard the clip, and all the comments were like, oh, I missed when you didn't know what she was saying. Like, it's like, I missed the mumbling. It was, like, her thing. But now I can fucking understand her, because she's filming Wicked. Yeah. What she's talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that's the lesson everyone can take from musical theater, is enunciate.
Enunciation. Diction.
And some of the raps in Hamilton, at least to me, are really fucking fast.
Ooh, really fast.
And you know what these motherfuckers are saying, even when it's fast.
The girl who sings Satisfied, that's a fast rap. Like, she has
what's her name? And Renee Elise Goldsberry.
Yeah. And, I mean, like, and then, like, even the beat sometimes the rap is off the beat, and then it comes back to the beat, and it's like, It's very
So
impressive.
good.
Every time I see her do it Satisfied, I'm like, you better go, bitch, because that's a very impressive
Even the rap, I love that it like even like the rapping is used as like metaphor for the characters' relationship with each other. It's like like Angelicaaa raps with Hamilton because she is his equal, but Eliza never raps.
Yes.
Like she's very slow and like I love that like every character has a different style and it like reflects kind of like their character.
Right.
Like it's used, I think, very wisely.
Very intelligent.
I mean, I'm a Hamilton stan, so like but it's so interesting how
the media appreciates it.
How the internet has like taken it and just changes their mind about Hamilton like every 2 seconds.
Literally.
Like, I mean, they really took a turn on Lin-Manuel Miranda. Really? Like, I feel like from 2015 to 2018, the internet was like, Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius. And he's like, because before Hamilton, he wrote In the Heights, which is another like award-winning, iconic musical about, you know, minority groups and people of color. And once again, that he like made himself a star. I think like that's what everyone hates about him, is that he writes his own shit and makes himself the star. It's very Rachel. Is he the Rachel Berry of musical theater? I think he might be the Rachel Berry.
I mean, James Corden is the Rachel Berry of late night television.
You're so right about that. You are so correct.
I'm so correct.
Like, and I'm so glad that James Corden is going.
Yeah.
Like his show is over. Thank God.
Yeah. And he is
the Rachel Berry of late night.
Yeah, and it ended so abruptly too. It's just like, ooh, I'm gone. I was like, jeez.
Well, because he got kicked out of the fucking restaurant for being a douchebag, and he was like, I gotta go. You know what? He had like his Ellen moment where it's like everyone like realized that he was an asshole.
I know. I loved his like driving with celebrities and shit, and like
the carpool karaoke. Yes, it was so good.
It was actually very original and very like good. And then he just
a cool idea
turned down to an asshole. So it's like fuck.
And he was actually funny. Like when he was talking to these celebrities, like it was funny.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know.
And then he like was an asshole to a waiter, and now we
here we are.
I can't look back. I can't turn back.
Can't turn back. I don't know.
But the internet just, I think part of it, I think, is because he, you know, did, like, he cast himself in everything that he made. Yeah. Because, girl, musical theater Tumblr, when Hamilton was huge, because every fan of Hamilton was also a fan of, like, Dear Evan Hansen at the same time.
Yes.
And these fans were fucking crazy. And Lin-Manuel Miranda had fangirls. Yeah. There were people that, like, thought he was hot and shit. I was like, that is...
Ooh.
I was like, guys.
Yow. Yow.
Yow. Whoa. Yeah. So, like, he was really in his prime. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he became, like, the laughing stock of the internet. With that lip bite meme.
Yes.
Do you remember the picture of him biting his lip and shit?
Literally. Well, and this is the thing too, is just like he seriously went under some flack for In the Heights, because I remember when the movie came out and there was like literally almost no Afro-Latina like representation. Like none.
Yeah.
Almost. And everybody was just like, girl, like where are the Afro-Latinas? Like where are people of color? Because like, girl, we're here. And we're here and loud about it. Yeah. Like, where are we? And so people went, told, gave him some serious flack for that. But then he, like, I don't know if he really did this, but, like, the creators and producers of Encanto came back and were like, okay, let's have some black people. Let's have some color to the Disney movie.
Yeah. Well, I know Lin-Manuel Miranda about all of that, like, said, like, I think he agreed with the criticism. Yeah. He was like, in hindsight, like, obviously I should have thought about that. But it's like, I made a movie about the neighborhood that I lived in. And, like, this is what people looked like. Like, I guess he just kind of had this kind of a little bit more narrow perspective on it.
Yeah.
And, like, diversity in movies is, like, so hard. Because it's like, movies should be diverse. But, like... Obviously, it's not going to be the case for every film that you see. Right. It's going to be diverse.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think... Because, I mean, he did make a movie about, like, his community and, like, the, Latinx community that he grew up in Washington Heights, but obviously people were not pleased.
Yeah.
Even though I think it's like his experience and he was just going off of that.
Right.
But obviously he should have thought a little bit further ahead. I just think he got a little narrow.
Right.
He got like a little tunnel vision.
Yeah.
But even before that, like they were like the internet all of a sudden just found him very cringy.
Yes.
Like, because he was like, they mocked like because he's not a singer.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, he can't sing. And it's like, first of all, he's not singing in the musical.
No.
There's like no singing.
No.
It's all, and then they were like mocking his flow and like all this stuff. It was just like so crazy how it literally it was like a switch fucking flipped on him.
Yeah.
Because at this time he was also right after Hamilton he started doing Moana and what else did he do? I think he did the music for The Little Mermaid that's coming out.
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm. He did it for as far as I know, he's done it for Moana, Encanto, and now The Little Mermaid.
Yes. Yeah. So he is like in his Disney bag. And we all love those movies.
Oh, yeah.
But the internet collectively finds him, and I don't think the internet has really changed their mind about this. Like, that lip bite meme was like oh. Like, he really was really cringy. It was so weird.
You know, I should put that as like the picture for the thumbnail.
Because, I mean, I was right there too. I was like, Lin-Manuel Miranda is like, I mean, people were calling him like the fucking next Shakespeare and shit.
Literally called him the next Shakespeare, yeah.
Yeah, like people were really into him, and then all of a sudden it was like, Lin-Manuel Miranda's really cringy and we hate him, and he's like really annoying.
Right.
But now, lately, I've seen on TikTok, like, people that are like talking like positively about Hamilton again. For a while, it was like people were embarrassed. What? Did you find it? Girl, that picture haunts me to this fucking day. It's so bad.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Oh my god.
I mean, he really thought he ate.
And this is the thing too, he's done it multiple times. Like, once was not enough. So you can make a mask. Someone made a mask.
Girl, it's bad. It's bad. And like, and I understand because it is fucking cringy.
Yeah.
But just all of a sudden people were like, being a Hamilton fan is embarrassing and like don't listen to it. Like, yeah. But now I've seen the tides turning a little bit again on Hamilton. People are like, wait, Hamilton is like iconic and it's a slay. Because when I tell you, I listen to that shit so much. Still, I can probably sing it top to bottom, every word, and not skip a fucking beat.
Yeah,
I knew the ins and outs of that
literally.
Shit. So I don't know. I see the tides turning and people like Hamilton's iconic.
Right.
So, because when that fucking Pro Shot came out during the pandemic,
girl,
you better believe I fucking watched that shit at least 5 times in a row.
I watched it I think twice, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. But yeah,
that shit's fucking fire.
It's good.
But it's good and it slays, and I kind of wish there was a rap musical about like everything.
Everything, yeah. Yeah.
Because then I could actually fucking learn something.
Well, guess what? Bum, 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 bum. What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn from this?
What did I learn?
Yeah, I don't have a wording on learn. I gotta think about it, but yeah. What did you learn?
Well, before the what did I learn, I just want to say that as a Hamilton's personal impact on my life is that I'm convinced that Hamilton made me like be a history minor in college. Girl. It ignited this weird spark.
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
Yeah.
And then I took 2 courses. Well, I have minored in history, but I took mostly American history because this is going to sound bad, but it applies to me because I live here, so that's the only shit I really care about. Right. I was like, fucking European history can go fuck off.
Yeah.
I like want to learn like what happened in the country that I live in.
Right.
So I took American history from, I shit you not, Jamestown to Obama. I learned everything that happens between 1629 and 2018 or whatever the fuck.
2021, yeah.
And it's so crazy to like that, you know, I mean, Hamilton lit the fuse and it seems like so much happened, but like Hamilton's period of history is literally like
that
the
big,
fucking size of a like
peanut,
like a pea.
Yeah.
It's so small.
Yeah.
And it's even now it's like quoted in fucking political speeches, and it kept Hamilton on the $10 bill.
Yeah.
They were gonna kick Hamilton off, and then the government heard Hamilton, and they were like, we gotta keep him on.
Marketing. Marketing.
But what did I learn? I learned that Lin-Manuel Miranda needs to rebrand.
Yeah.
And
stop biting your lip, hon.
Stop casting yourself in all your shit.
Sometimes it can't be helped. Okay, we got to find our lane, stay in it. Thank you. Yeah.
And I learned that the founding fathers, as people of color, are much cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that rap does have a place in musical theater. Who knew? Who knew? Lin-Manuel Miranda knew.
The more you know.
And that guy whose book he based it on, after Hamilton came out, he sold like 500,000 copies. He said,
New York Times bestseller. New York Times bestseller.
If I were Lin-Manuel Miranda, I'm like, give me a cut. Because you're fucking welcome.
Literally.
I made your book cool.
I made your book fucking cool, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I learn? I learned, that black people are really, we give it to the children.
Yeah.
And that, rap is, like Queen Latifah says, rap is worldwide. And, follow your dreams. Capture the dream.
I kind of love that, everyone can find something to relate to.
Yes.
In hip-hop music, and it's a great medium for...
And I learned the founding fathers were truly that dumb. They were truly
Oh my God,
dumb.
they were so dumb.
So dumb. I'm not saying I could run a country, because I can't. But see, I'm showing you my intelligence. I know I can't, so I'm not going to.
Yeah. Now, before we go, do you have a favorite song from Hamilton out of the songs you've heard?
I mean, the Skylark Sisters is usually like my work, Angelicaaa.
Angelicaaa.
Yeah, work, and Liza, and Peggy.
And Peggy.
Yeah. Like, that's usually my let's fuck it up, What's your favorite song?
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot. But I love the girly songs.
Yes.
So I love Satisfied. Yeah. I love Burn.
Burn's good.
Girl.
Burn's good.
She went off. She went off on him.
She said, "You're gonna cheat on me." Oh. Way to like bring this.
Me?
No, way to bring this back from last week. See, I'm gonna go fuck your best friend.
How would you like that?
Yeah.
Well, and girl, even Hamilton with the drama, like with the whole fucking love triangle.
Yeah.
Like Angelica wanted to be with him, but she let Eliza have him, and she pined for her.
Yeah.
And now they're buried next to each other. That's some fucked up
That's
shit.
crazy. Yeah.
Gag.
Gagatron.
I love those two songs. I love Wait For It. The Rumor It Happens. Honestly, I think Aaron Burr sings. I'm like, you better work, Diva. Especially because knowing how crazy he went and he tried to like declare himself Emperor of Mexico. Gag. Like such a gag. It also like gave New Jersey a little bit of like, something because Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton had their little duel in New Jersey. So, and what? You better represent.
Period.
You better represent.
Because we're patriots.
I'm a fucking patriot.
Oh my God.
And I also love just one more song. George Washington's song called One Last Time.
Okay.
Bitch.
Girl.
Yeah.
Period.
So good.
Yeah.
Love Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton, you did that.
First.
And no matter what, whether he's in the zeitgeist or out of the zeitgeist, it's a masterpiece. It really is. And it's
a piece of art.
It's a piece of art.
Yeah.
It really, deserves its dues and its credits. And yeah, this is its cultural impact.
And it's still on Broadway. That's like, it's hard to make an original musical that lasts this long.
Yes.
Especially nowadays when there's no budge for anything. That shit's been on Broadway for 8 years.
8 years, yeah. It's going toe to toe with. Well, no, it's not going to toe to toe, but it's up there with
Wicked.
There we go.
Yeah. Phantom of the Opera was on Broadway for like fucking 40.
God, Jesus, centuries. You know how many Christines we've seen? Like 20 of them. Angel of music.
I fucking hate
God. Let him go. God, let her go.
I just hate Angela Weber. I really do.
I can't even say that because like I can't even judge because like I was a whore a whore for the Phantom of the Opera when I was like 13.
I know you were.
I was a whore for it. I said, past the point of no return. Whore.
I was a contemporary musical girl,
Yeah.
so like I loved Hamilton.
Yeah.
I did not like Dear Evan Hansen.
No.
People that like, I think Dear Evan Hansen's one of those things we're gonna look back and be like, why did we do this?
We're gonna look back and we're gonna be like, why did we accept this as the side of me? Yeah.
There's like one good song and it's in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like in the beginning it's all downhill, and we're supposed to feel bad for this kid. He's a pathological fucking liar. Anyway.
Also, they made a movie out of that, and then used
And it was bad.
And then used Ben Platt, and he was like 30, 40. I don't
And
know.
he's playing like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
What? That didn't make any fucking sense. I also love Heathers the musical. And if we
Oh my god,
go-
baby, what you waiting for? Welcome to my
And Legally
candy
Blonde.
store.
Legally Blonde the musical.
Oh my god.
People sleep on that shit.
Oh my god, you guys. Yeah, girl, I can't.
It's so much
so
better
good.
than the movie.
Well, like that's the thing is like I wasn't really into. I don't think I was really into the musical theater. I was into it, but I only knew the major stuff.
I had a phase.
No, I wasn't. I was only into like the major stuff that I heard, and then it was when I met you that I like really got into it, and now I'm like, oh my God.
Girl,
Yeah.
even falsettos. Remember when you went through that phase where you watched that falsettos performance like every single day?
Every single day, and that was because of you. You did that to me. So thanks.
I did. I had a musical phase, and it was like 1 year. Like my Spotify Wrapped for like 2 years in a row was just
Musicals, yeah.
It was bad.
It's like times have
those 2 years.
changed.
Yeah. Let's just say those 2 years I did not share my Spotify Wrapped on my Instagram story.
I mean, what's more embarrassing, having musical theater or having literally Ariana Grande be your top artist for like 6 years?
Musical theater.
Even when I would try to, she would still be my top artist, and it'd be like, "You're in the 0.1%."
Girl, that's a flex.
Oh God, it's so embarrassing.
I have Taylor Swift every year.
I'm hoping it's somebody.
we're in the same
and last
boat.
year it was Ariana Grande, and I'm hoping to God it's somebody else this year. Like I'm like trying not to listen to her.
Well, maybe it will be because I don't think she's gonna come out with new music anytime soon.
No,
So
yeah, no,
I think you're safe.
yeah.
I think you're safe for 1 year.
If she comes out with new music, it's over. I'll be like,
Just switching their positions.
literally. Begin in the kitchen for you. Yeah, it's gonna be me. Yeah. Okay.
Wow, Reva, look at us. We're having a normal length episode today. Would you look at that?
Look at that. We did it for y'all because y'all couldn't handle us at hour 40 minutes.
It's team too much.
It's team too much. Yeah.
It's team too much is what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys for so much for watching and so much for listening. And we'll be back next week with some more shit. Oh, next week we actually have it planned because we do. Actually, next week.
You know what? Let's not say anything right now
Yeah.
in case we change. In case something.
Yeah, unless something happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, we might not come out with the episode next week. We might do. If it happens, it will be very much a surprise for all of us involved. So
We'll see. It's gonna be a toss up. It's a real coin flip of a situation.
yes, it is a real close situation. Yes. Yeah, but thank
We'll
you
keep you
so much for
posted.
listening, so much for watching, and we will be
Yes.
back next week
Sometime.
with some more stuff.
While you're waiting, let us know what your favorite musical is.
Yes, please do.
I'm very curious. Just tell us. Yeah. And we love you guys, and we'll see you whenever we see you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.